Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter. I'm welcoming you to another OOTP Legends League playoff video, and we have three games for you today. Well, not all of them will be taped. The first and the third games will be simulated, and the middle game will be played. We have the American League Game 6s between the Kansas City Royals Detroit Tigers with Kawika versus Max Scherzer, and Texas Oakland will have Nolan Ryan versus Rube Waddell for Game 6. If Oakland and Detroit win, they will go to the ALDS. We do know that they'll join the number 3 seed Houston Astros, who swept the New York Yankees in 4 straight, and the number 8 Cleveland Indians, who took down Boston in 5 games. Now, the in OOTP, they do not reseed, so Detroit is the 4 seed, Kansas City the 5 seed. If the Tigers win either Game 6 or 7, they will face the the Indians. Well, whoever wins will face the Indians, Kansas City or Detroit. And the best part is, whoever wins this series, even if Kansas City pulls a couple of wins, they will be home field against Cleveland. We could see a Cleveland Detroit battle of the 1901 American League teams, or Cleveland Kansas City teams of the AL Central. The Oakland A's will face the Texas Rangers, as Oakland is the number 2 seed, Texas number 7. So if Oakland wins this game or Game 7, they will host Houston in the semifinals. Whereas if Texas pulls a rabbit out of their hat, they will go to Houston to start, and we'll have an all Texas LDS. In the National League, we have a Game 7 between the LA Dodgers and the New York Mets. The Marlins, the 7 seed, shocked everyone by beating the 2 seed Braves in 4 straight. The number 8 seed Philadelphia Phillies shocked the Giants in 6 games yesterday, so they will be moving on to face the winner of the 4-5 matchup, which was Colorado, who shocked Cincy by winning in 6 games after losing the first 2. So we know it's Colorado. We know it's Philly. Colorado will have home field for the NLDS. The winner of this game will pay to play the Marlins. The Marlins know they have to go either to New York or even to Los Angeles. They'll be on the road to start. We are going to be doing Game 7 of the Dodgers and Mets to see who's got this one going. The Dodgers do have an injury to Clayton Kershaw in this series. The Mets, David Wright has been hurt. Dodgers starting lineup will be Jackie playing second, Matt Kemp playing left, Babe Herman playing right, the Duke playing center, Garvey DHing Gil Hodges at first, Pedro Guerrero at third, Roy Campy will catch, and Bill Russell, not the basketball player, the baseball player, at short. On the other side, Jose Reyes will play short, Keith Hernandez at first, Mike Pizza will catch, Strawberry playing right, Jeffrey Kent playing second, Bobby Bones is not going to pitch. They're not going to go with him. They're going to go with Lenny Dykstra playing left field. So Lenny Dykstra is going to come in. Edgardo Alfonso will come into DH. Hojo will play third, and Richie Ashburn has also had some problems against Koufax. So Tommy Agee is going to come in to bat ninth. There's been some big matchups there. So yeah, Alfonso's coming into DH. And this game will not be played at Citi Field. They will be playing at Shea Stadium because Game 7 rules state that the game must be played at the seasonal stadium of the franchise in question. And because the Mets, well, that's the Mets Legends, but the Mets seasonal team, the 86 Mets, play at Shea Stadium, that's where we're going to be playing the game. Dodgers and Mets will be playing at Shea Stadium. If LA had Game 7, they would have been playing they would have had to play somewhere in California because the Brooklyn Dodgers can't have it. There we go. Now there is another Game 7 match. That is right center. Gets his bat, Sandy bat. With his homer, Brady. Now, if Viola can look That's a base hit. Now 7 for the Dodgers. That's nice. I really think that I really like this too. Now it's got to go. It was only 2-0. Tigers. Right here. I did the that. Of course. The last thing the Tigers get 62, shows that his believe that Evans and catch goes to that. The Tigers now we have to get to the air cover to get you. So they will be playing 70 feet.
Strike 3.
Got him. Right wheel and into the bug. Both last is the let's see, like we do 7-0 Dodgers. Yeah, the 7-line rules in the back there can't. It's gonna come in 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. This one, you're up by 7, so go back to the chin. Wide on the center, nice catch by don't pull a catcher with the pitch. Russell Montana to try to go back. Check.
Strike 3.
Be gone. Garvey says you pick up the PH and put in that third grade. Now, down 7. And check. And we're going to
Strike 3.
No, it's at the center. It will be caught by right in the third. Does have 4 flies in it. Five? Maybe not. One good. One. Big over. He's got 2 sack flies. They're going to get rid of him. Make so shot.
Strike three.
An 8-0 win by the Dodgers, and the MVP is Babe Herman with 8 RBIs, including 5 today. 5 of the 8 runs were thanks to Herman, and now he had 3 RBIs headed to today, but he's now got 8 thanks to that job. Man, the postseason finds unlikely heroes, and Babe Herman is your hero. 8-0. The Dodgers send the Mets packing. Koufax does his job. He does pitch a complete game victory. And now we got the Marlins. The Marlins were the first team in the NL to get to the second round, and now they were the last team to find out their opponent. Now they'll find out they have to head to LA to start the series, and it will be Philly facing Colorado in Colorado. Is this the chance for a West Coast team to win? 10 hits. Oh, Garvey went deep off of Roscoe. Herman, his third double. Reiser, his first. Herman with 2 sacked flies. That is just amazing. And a bases clearing double. There were 2 doubles, Hernandez and Strawberry, but the problem was they left 10 on base, and Kemp and Herman both got someone out. Kemp got Strawberry at the plate, and Herman got Reyes at the plate. If it wasn't for that, I think this game might have been closer. They went through 4 pitchers, the Mets did. Koufax was the only one needed, and 1.65 ERA. And poop. And we will not have a Game 7. There is no Game 7. The A's win 6-3. Waddell beats Nolan. So the A's will move on alongside the Tigers. So we will not see a Game 7 in the American League. Only one game seven. The Dodgers beat the Mets. So what? So they moved the National League, the NLDS to the not to tomorrow. I thought there would be an off day. I thought they would have given an off day. I guess you can't have an off day. So that's pathetic. They go with the NLDS at first. Well, game one of the NLDS is tomorrow. The Dodgers have to fly home to face the Marlins. And then the Phillies head to Rocky Land. So yeah, the Marlins and Dodgers will be at 4:05, and then Phillies Rockies at 10:05. And then, you got the American League Division Series starting tomorrow. Houston and Oakland on the 10th. Houston and Oakland, and then Cleveland, Detroit will be your matchup. Kind of awkward that I thought for sure they would have just given the off day, and then you just be like, okay, well, no need to worry. We'll do some PCB play baseball. Not so fast. Teixeira is actually injured. It doesn't matter, though, with Teixeira. It doesn't matter because, well, he's not really the starting first baseman, and they're out. Tigers move on. Ty Cobb is the MVP, scoring 8 times across the plate. And we'll play Cleveland. Dodgers have Babe Herman, and the MVP is Ricky Henderson, who had 2 home runs, 6 RBIs for the A's. So, yeah, he had the motivation going for the A's. So, he's the ALDS MVP. So now, as we take a look at the playoffs, round one, Cleveland beating Boston 4-1. Boston won game one, but then Cleveland won 4 straight. The RBI man was Ed. Season the playoffs. The playoff star was 5 RBIs with Albert Bell. Ed Morgan had 4 RBIs. And they had won 5 out of 6. Kansas City, Detroit, and Kansas City traded wins until the Tigers won Game 5, but then they won Game 6. So the Royals couldn't believe their luck. 7 RBIs by George Brett in the playoffs against Detroit, but 9 by Curtis Granderson. He should have been the MVP. I mean, Curtis Granderson's a freaking. Houston swept the Yankees. The last 2 games weren't close, but yeah, Houston swept the Yankees. 6 RBIs by Jeff Bagwell in the playoffs against New York. New York's best RBI was Babe Ruth. And then Texas, Oakland. Texas actually up 2-1, including that 10-9 game, but then Oakland won the next 3. Close ones, though. 4 RBIs by Juan Go, the Bosto against Oakland. And on the other side, you had 6 RBIs by Ricky with 5 RBIs by Jimmy Fox. National League, Philly beat San Francisco. It was 2-2 through 4, but then Philly won the next 2. 5 RBIs by Hamilton, Klein, and Schmidt. 3 RBIs by Bill Terry and Kevin Mitchell. Even though it was 3 for 21, he had the most RBI. Colorado, Cincy crushed Colorado. It looked like that was it, but Colorado came home to Coors Field and did his job, and then they won 5-1 in Game 6. 5 RBIs by Johnny Bench, even though it was 3 for 21, and all of them were home runs. 6 RBIs by Cargo to lead the pack. LA Mets. The Mets were up 2-0 on home, and then they won 11-10 that game, and it would look like it was game over. But then somehow, in some way, the Dodgers won 3 straight games. Well, 8 RBIs by Babe Herman. Pedro Guerrero also had 8 RBIs. For the Mets, there was 8 RBIs by Mike Pizza. But the problem was that the injury to David Wright actually hurt them. Well, he was 0 for 10, but yeah, David Wright's injury hurt. It hurt the most. And the Marlins with a sweep over the Braves. All that against the Braves. 5 RBIs by Charlie Johnson and Sheffield. The Braves, no one had 3 RBIs against. No. So round 2 will be Cleveland versus Detroit. Cleveland has won 4 out of 6. So Cleveland thinks they can take down Detroit and move on to the AL final. They won 4 out of 6. So Cleveland, their lineup is Sabathia, Feller, Lee, and Perry. Detroit goes Bunning, Newhouser, Verlander, Scherzer. I think it's gonna be close. I think Detroit and Cleveland will go to Game 7, but I think it might be Cleveland. I think Cleveland will win in 7 over Detroit. Houston, Oakland. Oakland won 4 out of 6 from the Astros, so they should be favorites. Houston with J.R. Richard, Mike Scott, Roy Oswald, and Shane Reynolds. Oakland's main four: Chief Bender, Vida Blue, Eddie Plank, and Rube Waddell because Lefty Grove is hurt. Um, as I look at brief, I think Oakland. Well, Oakland's pitching will be the key, and I think the A's will move on and face Cleveland in a massive ALCS that will maybe see if Oakland, who won 2 years prior, will win again. Philly, Colorado. Philly won 4 out of 6 from these guys, so they should know what to do. Short, Pete, Steve, and Roberts. Philly, Roberts, short. Alexander Carlton with Colorado going with Brits, Hampton, Ubaldo, and Estes. And I think it'd be close, but I think Philly might take down Colorado in 6. Philly will probably tell Colorado that we can win at your stadium. LA, Miami. LA won 5 out of 6, so they should be able to take down the Marlins. Beckett, Josh Johnson, Brown, and Burnett from Miami. LA, Vance, Fernando, Nomo, and Kovacs. I think it's gonna be close, but I think the Dodgers know that they came back from 3-1 against the the Mets. They have the momentum, so I think the Dodgers are gonna take down the Marlins and force an LA Philadelphia classic NLCS that sees Philly try to go back for the second straight year in LA trying to. Let's take a look. Cleveland, their injured list. Bobby Avila is out for 2 months, so he's gone and all that. So they're starting lineup: Lofton, Morgan, Manram, Bell, Colavito, Rosen, Viagra's, Boudreaux, and O'Neill. That's how you do it. They were the last team in the American League, just ahead of the Angels by 2. Yeah, they have the injured list. Decent starting. 3 catchers: Martinez, O'Neill, Romano. First base: Havner, Morgan, Tomei, Viagra, Bradley, Rosen, Boudreaux, Sewell are your infielders. 6 outfielders: Bell, Averill, Doby, Lofton, Colavito, and Menren. Detroit, their injured list is empty. They have done well. They have 3 catchers: Basler, Freehan, Parrish on the roster. Cash, Fielder, Greenberg, Geringer, Phillips, Whitaker, Evans, Fryman, and Trammell. The outfielders: Granderson, Higginson, Cobb, Crawford, Heilman. The Astros, Dickie Vaughn is out for a few more weeks. He might be back in time for the playoffs. Who knows if they make it? Osmus, Ferguson, Johnson, the catchers. Bagwell, Davis, Biggio, Doran, Caminiti, Ensberg, Rader, Reynolds. Your outfielders are Berkman, Carlos Lee, Watson, Hidalgo, Bass, and Cedeno. Oakland, their injured list: Lefty Grove, finger blister. They said he'll be back for the ALCS. That remains to be seen. Miguel Tejada sprained ankle. He'll be back in a week. Yeah, so Fida Blues the 4 slot. I would have gone with like Catfish or Tim Hudson. Nevertheless, Cochran, Hayes, and Steinbach the catchers. Giambi, McGuire, Ellis, Lajoie, Homer, Baker, Chavez, Jimmy Fox, Pinky Higgins, and Burt Campos the infielders, outfielders: Ricky, Bob Johnson, Simmons, Reggie, and Sable. Philadelphia, their injured list: Cole Hamels out for a week. He will be back after round 2, so we'll see if Philly needs him or not. I wouldn't. Scott Rowland torn ankle ligaments. He's out for the tournament for the rest of the playoffs, so What a time to get hurt. You got Dalton, Lieberthal, Ruiz, Semenick. You have 4 catchers. I would probably, if I'm Philly, get rid of one at the end of the season. Howard, Boa, Fresco, Allen, Schmidt, Bancroft, and Rollins. Your infielders, your outfielders, 6 of them. Delahunty, Lisinski, Hamilton, Abreu, Klein, and McBride. Yeah, I would get rid of one of those catchers. Either Dalton or Semenick. Lieberthal and Ruiz are classic Philly. Well, Ruiz is 41, so 34, so him or Semenick will probably be the guy who will be sacrificed to the Wolves. The Rock, injured list. Dexter Fowler, torn hamstring, out a couple weeks. They kind of don't really need him, but although he's a good speedster. 3 catchers, Manwaring, Maine, and Rosario. Galarraga, Helton, Zarello, Kaz, Matsui, Walker, Castillo, Tulo, Weiss, your infielders. 6 outfielders. Burks, Cargo, Holiday, Pierre, Bichette, Walker. And I think that's why Juan Pierre's kind of in the game, the thing, to get the speed. The Dodgers, their injured list: Clayton Kershaw, wrist soreness. He might be back after round 2, so they really need Kershaw, I think. They do. 3 catchers: Campy, Martin, Sosha, Camnelli, Fernier, Garvey, Hodges, Lopes, Jackie, Say, Pedro, Reese, and Russell. Your infielders, outfielders: Kemp, Reiser, Snyder, and Herman. I would probably go for a 5th. Yeah, I would give a 5th outfielder. I would go for a 5th outfielder. Yeah, I think Carlo Ferrello. What do you do here? Fournier, 37 years old. I think you take him out and put Ferrello in. I would put Ferrello. I would put Ferrello for the Dodgers as a 5th outfielder, as another outfielder, because he deserves to be out there. And all that. And the Marlins injured list. Well, pair of shortstop: Agon and Hanley. Agon will be back. Hanley might be back soon. We don't know how long he'll be out for. Uncertain return date. That's going to be huge for the Marlins. Their shortstop, their middle infield. Renteria wants to play shortstop. They have Charlie, Redmond, Son as catchers: Lee, Castillo, Infante, Q, Cabrera, Lowe, and Miller. Miller and Renteria there with Alou, Kane, Nine, Floyd, Kotze, Sheffield, and Stanton as outfielders. So that's all we've got, and we will have more action for you tomorrow. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do.